It began in the forgotten town of Black Hollow, a small, isolated place surrounded by dense woods and whispered legends. For years, people told tales of a masked figure wandering the forest at night. No one believed them. Until the killings started. The victims were always found the same way, their faces twisted in horror, eyes gouged out, and a faint burn mark over their chests in the shape of a hollow circle. Strangely, there was never any sign of forced entry. No fingerprints. No DNA. Just silence and the mask. Witnesses who claimed to see the killer described it as tall and cloaked, face hidden beneath an ancient wooden mask, its surface carved, with runes that glowed faintly at night. It moved unnaturally, floating an inch above the ground, never speaking. The air grew colder when it appeared, and electronics would die in its presence. The town called it the Hollow. Sheriff Madeline. Royce tried to hold things together. "We need to stay rational," she insisted. But when her deputy was found dead, face twisted and burned, she couldn't deny the evil that lurked. Soon, a local folklore expert, Professor Elias Ward, came forward. "It's not human," he said. "That mask isn't just to disguise it. Is the creature. The mask is a cursed object. It attaches itself to the souls of the dead and uses their bodies to walk among the living." Elias explained that the hollow mask was part of a forgotten pagan ritual from centuries ago, created by a cult that worshipped an ancient entity called Nazareth. The mask was a vessel meant to trap the souls of the sacrificed. But something went wrong. The final sacrifice, a child born under a blood moon, was never completed. The mask, left incomplete, became cursed. It drifted through history, reappearing in plagues, disasters, and mass murders, always tied to faceless victims. Locals dug into town archives and found chilling sketches from 1812, drawings of the same mask, and notes about villagers disappearing after a seance. It had returned, and this time it was stronger. Madeline gathered a group: Elias, 2 hunters who believed in the supernatural, and Lena, a young girl who had survived an encounter with the Hollow. She claimed the creature didn't walk. It glided, and she heard whispers in her mind when it looked at her, words in a language that wasn't human. Lena remembered the whispers clearly. When Elias translated them using ancient texts, the group discovered terrifying rules. It only hunts at night. It cannot be seen in mirrors. The mask is not worn, it possesses. It feeds on fear, not blood. If you look into its eyes, it marks your soul. The only way to defeat it is to burn the original mask in consecrated fire, one that must be lit using a soul that willingly sacrifices itself. The group realized they had to find the original mask, the one that started it all. Every murder was just the mask hopping from one host to another. Elias believed the real mask was buried beneath the town church, which was built on the ruins of the old cult site. That night, the Hollow struck again. This time, it came for Lena, but she was ready. The group had created protective charms from iron and salt, surrounding the house with symbols of protection. The creature, now wearing the body of a local pastor, stood at her window, its mask glowing in the dark. It didn't break in. It just waited. Lena, driven by fear but also fury, volunteered to be bait. She would lead the Hollow to the church ruins while the others prepared the fire. "Why me?" she asked. Elias looked grim. "Because you were marked. That makes you the only one who can lure it close enough." They found the old mask beneath the chapel's floor, hidden in a box sealed with blood. The box shook violently as they opened it. A thick, black mist burst out, and the mask inside trembled alive. Aware. It was watching. Lena entered the ruined chapel alone. Outside, the group lit a circle of consecrated fire, using ancient rites and the blood of Elias, who had slit his own palm to complete the ritual. The Hollow entered behind Lena, its body now twisted and barely human. The mask on its face cracked at the edges. It sensed the trap, but it was too late. As it lunged for Lena, she held up the original mask. The creature screamed, a sound like shattering glass and metal scraping against bone. Its body convulsed, and the glow from the runes on the mask grew. Blinding. Lena looked into its eyes one last time and smiled. Then she threw both the mask and herself into the consecrated fire. The flames roared, turning black for a moment before collapsing into silence. When the group ran in, all that remained were ashes and the burned-out mark of the hollow circle, now cracked in half. The killing stopped. The air in Black Hollow felt lighter. The townspeople held a memorial for Lena. Her story became legend. Years later, a child playing in the woods found a strange piece of wood carved with faint symbols. He showed it to his mother. She smiled and tossed it in the trash. That night, the trash can tremble. And in the dark, something watched from the trees.